Hardware plays an important role in the performance of a machine, but the software can be held equally responsible because it runs the hardware. So I tested Windows 10, Windows 11 and Linux on the same PC on bare metal. With Windows 10, I tested the CPU usage using a simple task like screen recording. The average turns out to be 12.3% of the CPU usage. The average speed remained around 2.22 GHz during the test. Windows 11 did a little better with this, with 11.7% and 2.15 GHz. I did the same thing with Linux and the CPU usage was 16.6%. I also did a Geekbench and Windows 10 scored 1048 and 3634 multi-core. Windows 11 scored 1071 and 3723 on multi-core. Linux scored 1155 on single core and 3990 on multi-core. Numbers on paper are good, but the real performance matters, right? So I tested this by opening and using normal day-to-day apps, considered several parameters which boiled down to two: startup experience and in-app experience. I did this first for Windows 10 and then went to Windows 11. Now we go to Windows 11 and do exactly the same thing, that is launching commonly used apps like the browser, file explorer, store and etc. So for browser, we selected Chrome and Microsoft Edge. The magic happens in Linux when launching apps, and in-app experience is almost instantaneous. Remembering this is a live system running from a USB, quite aptly it is said that Linux can treat your hard drive like an SSD. First thing I did was benchmarked the system and then went for testing the other parts. I downloaded Chrome, installed it and then launched Chrome, played a video. Basically all that I did on Windows 10 and 11. Now you might say that benchmarking is for the hardware itself, but I myself have seen that the benchmarking differs from one operating system to another. Like for example, in my 10-year-old legacy laptop, I had benchmarked the system with running Fedora and it scored as low as 90 on single core. And when I ran Geekbench with Clear Linux, it scored more than 400. So there is a lot of difference between these two. Hence, benchmarking is also dependent on the software. Now we move to the final results. The CPU usage first, as I had already said, Windows 11 has the lowest CPU usage in this case. The app launch experience in Windows 10 is quite fast. Now Windows 11 feels slow sometimes and does not do well with the store app. Takes a lot of time to open the store app. Linux is instant, no delays. Click and it opens. Just see this clip of opening the browser. This is the first opening of Firefox from the pen drive and still it runs so fast. Here are my ratings. Also, I did the testing of heavier softwares like Photoshop and Premiere Pro. There wasn't any visible difference expected as the hardware is the same. Now talking about the in-app experience, see how long it takes for Windows 11 to switch to full screen while Linux does it effortlessly while playing a YouTube video. Now my ratings for these would be 3.5, 4 and 4.5. 0.5 more than Windows 10 for Windows 11 since they have made the repositioning smooth in some apps like the File Explorer. Windows 11 is sometimes slow in certain places, like the Widgets tab takes a lot of time to load. Even after loading, it lags a lot when we scroll. It happened to me quite a number of times, but you can upgrade if you would like to break free from the same old Windows 10 interface to something new, like the center-aligned taskbar, rounded corners, acrylic design. You can update by going to update option from the settings and see if it is available. If not, you can follow what I have done. Just open the browser and search for download Windows 10. See the official Microsoft link. I've also pasted it in the description. Click on download now. To download the Update Assistant app. After that, open the app, which will automatically check if your system is compatible or not. If compatible, it will boot to Windows 11 after 3 steps. If you are completely new, then I will show some of the new features. The first thing that you will notice is the centered aligned taskbar icons. Now you can easily switch desktops or open a new desktop. The Widgets tab gives information on news, a quick glance of weather, photos, and more. From the search button, you can search for apps, games in your PC, also files that you need. Hovering over there, you can get a glimpse of the recent searches that you have done. The start button is completely redesigned. The tiles are all gone and replaced with icons that you can click to launch apps. The inclusion of the new Microsoft Teams. I have not signed in yet because I fear if it messes with the already installed configured Teams app. The store has been redesigned and now it takes a lot of time to open. Redesigned File Explorer now has new icons, smooth animations, and new visual feedback has been added all over the operating system. All new Notification Center, Calendar, and Action Center. The Settings app has been also redesigned. Normal menus are all replaced with acrylic menus. Now if you are just upgrading to Windows 11 just for the sake of design, you can switch to Linux also, and you can design Linux according to anything. You can make it look like something back from the classic era to something that is as modern as the macOS Monterey. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do comment what do you plan after seeing this video, if it is the time to switch to Linux or stay on Windows 10, or if you want to upgrade to Windows 11. Do like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much again.